Hello, it's Colette. Welcome back to my channel. This is the weekly tarot card for the week commencing Monday, the 14th of May 2018, and it's the Princess of Swords. Absolutely lovely looking card in this deck. This is Rorig, as usual. The court cards are exquisite, absolutely exquisite. That's the light coming in the window that you can see being reflected. So yeah, she's lovely. If you look, she's got sort of blushed cheeks, beautiful, beautiful headdress full of eyes. My goodness, look at that face. Is that not stunning? She's got the sort of knife in her hand, but bound by rope. So what does she mean? Well, in general, for the week ahead, she's a court card, and the court cards represent people and energies. Now, as a person being represented, she represents children or younger women, girl children, younger women, up to about the age of 30, who are air signs, Gemini, Aquarius or Libra. So if you've got a child, a sister, a partner, whatever that fits into that, those star signs in that age group, then your focus will be on her for the week ahead. I'm also feeling that there's some pets that this might be relevant to, and I don't know why that comes through. Maybe some wee girl pets for a few of you out there, or maybe just one of you, that needs looked at to see what's wrong with them. So I don't know where that's come from, but watch out for female pets as well. And if they don't have the same behaviour as normal, or they look a wee bit sickly or changed in some way, please keep an eye on them, maybe get them to the vet. However, that's just a wee bit extra that comes through there. So if you have an air sign, younger female or child round about you, she will become your focus in the week ahead. As an energy, the Princess of Swords is a lovely, lovely card. She does have her downsides, but in general, we have this aspect of someone maybe with ideas, but is sort of holding back on them. And particularly with Rorig, we've got this sort of blushed face, and it can mean that you could have ideas but feel quite shy about them, or that you have things to say but you're not quite sure how to get them out, or you maybe don't have the courage to get them out, or you are simply shy in situations. But the Princess of Swords, the essence of the card is she has a lot of good ideas, a lot of good thought processes, and by sharing them, she may help people. So even if you're an adult, air sign of any gender, and you're adult, think to yourselves, do you have ideas or knowledge that would be good to pass on today? Now, in the week ahead. Now, yes, that may put you in the sort of spotlight, which this week you'll not particularly like, but it'll be worth it, because don't underestimate your ideas, because they're very, very good. So in general, it's about having ideas, but how do you get them out there if you feel that there's something holding you back? But this card will guide you, because there'll be that wee bit extra of self-awareness and self-knowledge as to how you can get things, forward. Now, I know that's not the traditional meaning of this card in any way, but this is what I get from Rorig. Also, I do see there's the aspect in the card of the knife and the binding of the hands. And this always tells me that in general, you may be in a situation where you're bound to it. And that in itself could make you feel low or sad or down, that you're coping with a situation, a marriage, a relationship, a friendship, a career choice that you're bound to. But the whole point of this card is that she has a knife there and she has a free hand. So with the circumstances being right and with a bit of courage, she can cut the binds or the binding that is binding her to a certain way of life or a certain way of thinking about things, certain thought processes, even certain jobs, certain family links. She's very much linked, I would say, magically to the cutting of the cord, of which there's a ritual in one of my playlists, a magical playlist. So it's the cutting of the cord. So if this week you need to cut links to a person, a place, a group of people, a friendship, go and have a wee lookie at that video. Sorry, I'm just thinking, I had so many trolls last week, and one of them said that I was a demon led by a demon, and that was so because of my accent that nobody could make out what I said anyway. But so be it, if that's the way it is, then that's fine. I've never had anything other than nice compliments about my accent, and even if I put colloquialisms in, then I think that's a chance for other people to know what they mean, because I love learning about different accents or colloquialisms. Anyway, so I'm not a demon, I'm not having my strings pulled by a demon. I've not got a weird voice because I'm a demon, and also I do not need to drink the blood of Jesus Christ to be saved. However much that might upset some of you, and I'm happy with it. So anyway, sorry about that. It's just that comes through. Well, I said I'd done a wee thing. Here's Nellie. Come on up, Nellie. You're reading this card for me. Look, say hello, Nellie. There's Nellie. And now she's a wee go. She can go back down. Settle down now. So anyway, what Nellie, settle down. What does she mean in various different places or bits of life? If we first look at career, it's very much, are you going to speak up for yourself? Or are you going to let a shyness or something hold you back, stop your words going forth? The bigger aspect of it is, are you ready to cut ties, whether it's with a personal relationship at work, with a workplace, with a work process? If you're hanging on to something before that it's like a writer, your book's never finished, and at one point something has to say, you can't edit this anymore, it's done, cut ties with it, send it off. And that's very much the work aspect of this. Don't hang on to projects, dissertations, things that should be let go now because they're done. So cut ties with them, wish them well, and send them on their way. And I'm sure for many students out there will be very, very good results on that. So let it go, okay? If we look at health with this card, I just zoom in two areas on it. One is the wrist. So people with arthritis might find that their wrists are playing up, osteoporosis and maybe broken wrists, or just general wrist pain. So watch out for your vitamin D levels. You might need to have a wee supplement. Check with your pharmacist or doctor first. And the other one is all the eyes in her hat. What's your eyesight? And that's really all I take from this card, unless it's more of an emotional kind of stress that cut ties with it, move on. If we look at relationships, if you come across a female air sign with blush cheeks and beautiful eyes and good dress sense, she may be the one for you this week. So if you're looking for a relationship, that's the person who may be at the fore. Also, if you're looking for a relationship, try and not be shy. If some people do a dance around one another for years without one of them saying, I quite like you, you're not just a pal. So if that's your situation, find your courage and go for it, okay? If you're in a longer term relationship, maybe you need to think of things you need to let go of, you need to cut ties with. If one side of the family or both sides of the family have been playing up, have been weighing you down, it might be time to say, this is me and my wee family now, and I need to cut ties with negativity. It can also be that you need to declutter and be a wee bit more minimalist and let things go, cut ties with them. It's not a bad card for long-term relationships, it's just the need to look at what you may need to cut ties with. And as I say, if we look at money, it's very, very similar. If you've got spending things that you need to cut ties with, if your frame of mind has been spend, cut ties with that mindset and get yourself onto a new way of thinking. It's also, I always take this as a wee warning, if you've got maybe renewed bank cards or renewed plastic of some sort, make sure you cut your other ones up and make sure you get rid of them properly. And that's the Princess of Swords. I'm sorry about my wee rant in the middle of it. I was wanting to do that as part of a coffee, and I still might, but you know me, you just get me as you get me, and that had to come out, I suppose. So many blessings. If you like the Weekly Tarot, please give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think of the sort of way I read the cards, in a nice way, because otherwise it won't get through. Well, actually, about the cards will, as long as it's not vile. If it's constructive criticism, I'm very, very, very happy. I'm learning all the time, but remember, I have been 30 years with the tarot, so, you know, give me the benefit of the doubt in some ways, particularly where Rorig is concerned. Rorig doesn't follow a lot of the natural, the way I would teach the tarot would be almost different from the way I would read Rorig in certain ways. So anyway, yes, constructive criticism, comments are all very, very welcome, and I look forward to seeing you next week for next week's Weekly Tarot card. Oh, and this week my beautiful daughter Jill has a birthday. Happy birthday, Jill, and love you to the moon and back, darling, and I look forward to celebrating with you. That might be darling. So anyway, many blessings. Bye now. See you next week.